In a game-changing announcement, Trump revealed a massive weapons deal heading to Ukraine through NATO, a surprise move that reignites the battlefield and rattles Moscow's plans. Will the West succeed in stopping Russia's advance? The full story exposes the secrets behind this bold new play, Unveil. A surprise move reshuffles the cards in the Russia-Ukraine war. In a surprising move that could reshape the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a massive weapons deal that will be delivered to Ukraine through the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. The announcement comes amid warnings of a new escalation on the Eastern Front and fears of an unpredictable Russian response that could shift the balance in the months ahead. Trump's declaration sparked widespread debate in political and military circles, especially as it comes just weeks after speculation that Washington might reduce its military aid to Kyiv. But this deal sends a clear message. The White House is determined to keep the pressure on Moscow, with new conditions. What did Trump announce? An unprecedented weapons deal. In statements reported by major outlets like Reuters, Axios, and The Guardian, President Trump revealed a historic agreement with America's NATO allies to send a fresh shipment of advanced weapons to Kyiv. What makes this deal stand out is that Washington will not shoulder the financial burden alone this time. Instead, NATO member states will fully cover the costs, a move Trump described as a big win for U.S. policy, proving that allies should share the defense bill more fairly. Main highlights. What will Ukraine get? Presidential Emergency Authority. For the first time since Trump returned to the White House, he's invoking the Presidential Drawdown Authority to draw weapons directly from U.S. military stockpiles, a tool usually reserved for urgent crises. Value of aid. The first phase of this package is estimated at around $300 million, with more possible as the conflict drags into the winter. Type of weapons. The package includes Patriot air defense systems, which have proven highly effective against ballistic missiles and drones, as well as medium-range rocket launchers and advanced radar systems. NATO's role: NATO will handle the secure delivery of these weapons to Kyiv via safe routes, especially through Poland and Slovakia, to avoid Russian strikes on supply convoys. Why now? The timing behind the deal. Analysts say the timing is no coincidence. As Russian drone and missile attacks intensify, many using Iranian-made drones, Ukraine faces severe shortages of air defense ammunition and interceptor missiles. Meanwhile, Europe's political landscape has been under pressure, with some major economies like Germany and France grappling with high inflation and growing domestic calls to prioritize local spending. This deal, however, signals that NATO's commitment to Kyiv remains strong, even with mounting financial and military costs. Experts believe Trump's announcement carries a double message. First, to the American public that the burden is being shared fairly, and second, to the Kremlin that the U.S. can still set new rules of engagement. Impact on the battlefield. From Patriots to the front lines, Ukrainian military reports suggest that acquiring additional Patriot systems will significantly strengthen Kyiv's defenses against Russian drones and missiles targeting critical infrastructure. Meanwhile, new rocket launchers will give Ukrainian forces the capability to launch counteroffensives in Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson, areas that have seen fierce fighting and shifting control lines. Beyond the battlefield, the delivery of high-tech systems is also expected to boost morale among Ukrainian troops who have long demanded more advanced weapons instead of limited conventional ammunition. Europe's response. Support or financial burden. European capitals were quick to welcome Trump's announcement, hailing the cost-sharing approach as a strong sign of Western unity against Russian aggression. However, some voices within the EU have begun to question whether European economies can keep funding billions in military aid for Ukraine while dealing with economic slowdowns and an energy crisis. Estimates suggest that several countries may need to allocate even more resources soon to maintain Kyiv's fighting capability, sparking political debates about balancing national priorities and security commitments. Moscow responds. Russian warnings escalate. The Kremlin didn't stay silent for long. Russian officials warned that any additional weapons shipments would be legitimate targets for Russian strikes, even before they reach Ukrainian soil. Sources in Moscow have also hinted at possible attacks on key supply routes passing through Poland and Slovakia, raising the risk of the war spilling over NATO borders for the first time. Experts divided. Golden opportunity or risky gamble? Opinions remain divided. Some analysts view the deal as a golden opportunity for Ukraine to regain the initiative and push back Russian advances in critical regions. Others warn that ramping up advanced weapons deliveries could lead to a dangerous escalation with Moscow, especially if the Kremlin perceives its borders to be under direct threat from NATO-supplied systems. What's next? A new statement and what to watch. Trump confirmed that the White House will release a major statement on Russia in the coming days. Many expect this could outline additional steps to pressure Moscow, including new sanctions or wider strategic moves involving NATO's eastern flank. Observers say these new developments could shape the next phase of the war and test whether Western unity can withstand Russia's countermeasures. Conclusion: the battle of weapons and politics continues. As the world stands at a tense crossroads, Trump's NATO deal underlines that the battle of weapons and politics is far from over and may be entering an even more volatile chapter. Between record military support for Kyiv and Russia's angry warnings, all scenarios are on the table, from strengthening Ukraine's ability to defend and reclaim territory to the risk of the conflict spilling into a broader confrontation on Europe's doorstep. Will this deal mark the beginning of Ukraine's comeback or ignite an even fiercer clash? The next few weeks will tell, but one thing is certain. Those following the Russia-Ukraine war must be ready for shocking headlines at any moment. Like and subscribe. If you found this analysis helpful, don't forget to share it with your friends, hit that like button to support us, and subscribe to our channel with the bell on, so you never miss an urgent update about the Russia-Ukraine war, NATO's secret deals, and the world's next big moves.